Are we rolling? Fix the mic a little bit. Okay. Are we rolling? Live. What's going on? What's going on, everybody? George Osei back at it again with another video. This time, we will be going over the Freddie Gibbs Alchemist collaboration album, Alfredo 2. I heard Alfredo 1 a handful of years ago. I think I liked it. I forget. But I was in a spirited mood, wanted to put this out. So if you're new here to the program, I do a track by track breakdown of all of the songs, give my thoughts at the end, and then I pick out some songs that I thought stood out the most. Now, without further ado, let me fix my banner. Hey, all right. Alfredo 2. Do we have it up on the screen? Here's the album cover right here. Some chopsticks, some noodles, getting some good eating over here. I like the color palette. Purple is a great color, by the way. Purple, blue with the green accents and the yellow, or is that orange? I like this. Well balanced is what it's given here. And I think, I don't know if you can see this, a little bigger, balls. I don't know if you can see it or not, but yeah, some Japanese scribble on the bottom. All right. The first song, 1995. That was a good year. But Freddie, he starts off this album telling us that you're listening to a man that got classics under his belt. And don't get it confused. He doesn't have to ride the coattails of others to be remembered, to pull off that classic feel. And he's also going to tell us that he has a lot to get off his chest, especially to those who have wronged him. The production on here I felt was pretty laid back, just allowing Freddie to just really rap, nearly undistracted. There's some good mixing on here on the vocals. Almost gives like the high is about to kick in. There's a little beat switch as well. Spin a lot of gems on here. For example, the vices that men have are women, and vices and women are the two things that cost the most for us. And a wise man once said that once a man understands a woman, he can never love another one again. Mm. Next, we got Margaret Largo. Gibbs here thinks about reconciling with those from his past, but then he can't get over the disrespect. And some things can't be forgiven. That said, these L's that people believe that Gibbs has taken hasn't impacted him at all. This song, it sounds like he's referencing his infamous relationship with his baby mother. And, to get over an old girl, you always got to get a new one. Lemon Pepper Steppers. Gibbs on here is really aggressive. Just showcasing this fly lifestyle that he's earned. And he refers to himself as Rabbit the Reaper. And on this song, he talks about when he got jumped. Hey man, he's not afraid to talk about the tough topics. Ensalada. This production was super polished, I felt. And he And Gibbs on here tells these new women that he's never gonna trust them. Then Anderson Paak is on here, followed up by saying that not everyone can live that lifestyle. So you must choose wisely. Good shit, good shit. Empanadas. Now this here, I thought there was going to be some drums, at least more drums. Um, Again, as I mentioned before, he's referencing when he was jumped, and he addresses it even more directly than the prior song, Margaret Largo, I believe. And then he shifts to talking about well, about all the arrangements he has with different types of women. And then, of course, he sprinkles in some more of that baby mama drama. Skinny Shook 2. More about the toxic times of his prior relationships and how his character was essentially assassinated dealing with this woman. Again, the production, again, I felt like it needed to hit a little bit harder here, but hey, the rapping, high level rapping on here. Most definitely. Feeling, Gangsta Gibbs, sometimes he likes to sing to them hoes. And he talks about sex with certain chicks, and then you just take the condom off to really get that feel for each other. Super relatable, man. Sometimes you can't finish without removing that rubber. With consent. No stealthing over here, fellas. Now, Gibbs says that he won't spend money on these hoes, but he'll spend his energy, attention, and time on them, which, in theory, costs a little bit more. I believe there's a gentleman named Larry on here rapping like an old pimp that this caddy do the speed limit officer music. It's that a man validates a woman music. However, is Gibbs looking to be appreciated for the validation that he's given to these women? I still love her. I think this might be the best song on the album. He describes how he's been able to build women up, and then he clears up any confusion that he's new to getting women. And he does an interesting flip where he says he still loves the rap game no matter how much BS comes with it. Ode to the Common song, I believe. Now we got a Shangri-La. I think this was a fictional utopia from back in the day. And nearly fittingly, Gibbs talks about his life and he's quite grateful for it, you know. And just like Gibbs, I too am a fan of these bi-curious women. But a gem here that Gibbs says, or at least a wise man says, as I was listening to this, men are in love, women are in business. And with that, Gibbs talks about how he felt that he was targeted by particular women. And he learned that in a relationship, there's certain things that can be worked on, and there's certain things that cannot be fixed. And when you find out you can't fix it, it is a shame because most times it's just too late. Gas station sushi. Um, Quite simple. Gibbs is not that guy you want to play around with. And I personally think on this song, Gibbs is way too comfortable having raw sex with these hoes and cream pieing them. As a fan of his music, I want him to stop these things. right? But he still tells us that he got trust issues though. And not only does he have trust issues for women, but on this particular song, he admits that he has trust issues towards other black people. And he doesn't know how to deal with that. But hey, this song was quite elegant. Like, this was an elegant gangster song right here. Lavish Habits. I like the song titles, by the way. I hope I put that in my conclusion. But on this song, rude as hell. He's taking shots at a particular you know who person. I won't give it away, but he starts off early, gives him what, four to eight bars, quick. And Gibbs felt like the disrespect that these people have shown him, um, he has to take seriously, because rappers tend to get disrespected all the time, and then they end up getting shot. So he's not playing around, man. This is his livelihood he's talking about here. And so because of this, people that Gibbs feel are peasants, you know, he's gonna continue to stunt on them. Yeah, he's gonna continue to stunt on them, man, and show them just how fly he is in comparison to them. I got to respect that. Gold feet. This was a really good beat right here. And a wise man was once said, "You say no to ratchet pussy, Juicy J can't." And I think JID is on here. Yeah, JID is on here. He got hold up, phone calls. Mind me. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, JID comes on here. He spits a double time flow here. And he has the audacity to drop some Day in September bars. What a guy. Jean Claude. I feel like some more elite rapping on here from Gibbs. And Gibbs, he talks about if she likes you, there's always an and. She likes you for some reason, right? So you don't want to be a guy in a relationship with a girl and you're saying things like, I have no idea why she likes me, but she's here. Sir, you must find out why she likes you. Because if you were to stop doing whatever you're doing that she likes, she's going to start not liking you. And I think this is important for all men to understand when they're in a relationship, especially a long term relationship. Like me, I was with a woman who liked companionship, and then I couldn't give that to her no more. And guess what? She had to kick rocks. So in this situation here, Gibbs is like, she likes me, but I also got my paper right. And he's like, she probably likes me because I got my paper right. All right. And as long as she acts right, I will never have to dump that up. And then he says something along the lines that rapping and relationship need to be treated the same mentally by being professional. Mm, some cold shit right there. What we got next? A Thousand Mountains. I believe this is the final song on the album. And this here, Gibbs, he talks about just being true to yourself, and doing it unapologetically, right? Of course, he throws more shots at his baby mom, wishing that she was just more than just a sexual object. But he understands now, and he said he uses his power by simply just keeping his distance from her. Gibbs has heard all the shots towards him, and he will treat you accordingly. Yeah, man. Even if he has to be the villain. Oh, sometimes when you're with a girl, she might act up in public, and some women think that this is kind of a security for them because they're like, "You're not going to wild out here in public." Mm. As a man, sometimes you got to wild out in public, man. Sometimes you got to wild out, man. Anyway, my final thoughts on here. You know, Freddie Gibbs, he opens up this album to let us know that he's going to get quite vulnerable. And I think he linked up with one of the best producers to really get the best out of him, boss. And that's the legendary The Alchemist. And Alchemist himself, he does something that I like, where he mixes his samples with like not just music samples, but like movies and TV samples, similar to like what the RZA or even Madlib has done in the past. Now, I felt like the production wasn't grimy, like it was real, like polished and almost clean, like. And I think there's a reason for that. I'll get into it later. But I hinted that I like the track titles for all these songs, and on these songs, Gibbs gives these interesting hooks. I don't know the terminology. I'm just calling them like false hooks on them, and there's some catchiness with that, you know. And reason I call them false hooks because they don't include the title tracks. And to me, this was like kind of like an old school, maybe even an underground vibe. As you know, Gibbs, he wants to show off that he can rap on non-traditional rap beats, right? And he's super comfortable on here. Like the gems he was dropping about women who put you on child support, and he's like, when they with you, you know, you're not first on their agenda. But when they not with you no more, you the first thing on their minds. Super backwards. Now, the production, like I said, I had mixed feelings about it. Like I felt like there should have been more drums, but mate, I said louder. There were times where he's really going at people, and the production is not that aggressive. And I was trying to figure out why, you know, because he's been through a lot, man. He's telling a whole lot of lessons. You know, he's even saying things like, "You never get revenge on a woman directly. It's best to get back at them by becoming a better man or even just becoming more successful." Right? This is kind of a random thought, but what do you think is the over under count on the amount of times that Freddie Gibbs says bitch? Hmm? Anybody? Anybody? Okay. Because this is definitely that FDB music, you know, just like the unsullied gangster music. All right. You know, and that's when it hit me. Alfredo 2 speaks on you leaving your emotions out of everything as a man. That's why the production I felt was so laid back. It's intentionally trying to give you that vibe that he has separated his emotions from the things that happen to him, which allows him to think more clearly. You know, a very, very well done message right there. I have to say. Now we got the standout songs. Okay, what do I like? Well, it's feeling 1995. Then Lemon Pepper Steppers, Feeling, of course, I Still Love Her, Shangri-La, Gold Feet, and I like the final song, A Thousand Mountains. Wow, there we go. There we go. That is the conclusion for Alfredo 2. Available wherever you see fit. My name is George Osei. Please, wherever you find this, like, comment, subscribe. Be back soon. And I have no more to say. Y'all have a good night.